Welcome to Harmonized. I am your host, Gigi Naval, integrative and functional registered dietitian nutritionist, here to help you harmonize your gut and hormone health for improved metabolic health. This is the last episode in my mineral series. I have covered the macro minerals such as calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, and a couple weeks ago I did cover copper, a very important supporting mineral. And today we are giving the spotlight to zinc. Keep in mind, these minerals work together, and especially when they are in good balance with each other. But if they are out of balance, they can work antagonistically with each other. Copper and zinc are friends. Yes, they need each other. But we are giving the spotlight to zinc, and let's talk about how zinc can actually harmonize our gut health with our hormone health. You know, stomach acid is so important. We think that high stomach acid is usually the problem of our GERD, of our reflux, but it's usually the opposite. We tend to have insufficient amounts of stomach acid at that point. And as we get older, our stomach acid production tends to decline. So here's the thing. Zinc helps with the production of stomach acid. So does sodium, so does potassium. If any one of those are deficient, that can impact the overall production of stomach acid, amongst other factors that affect that. And then we need the stomach acid to be able to activate our digestive enzymes to help us break down our food. And so if we're not producing enough stomach acid, then the bacteria that we consume from our food and our beverages, those then we need. But if we have certain amounts of the undesirable bacteria, then we won't be able to kill off the excess. We need bacteria. A lot of them are good, but we don't need the undesirable bacteria. So stomach acid can take care of that. All right. If that is not killed off, that can lead to overgrowth of certain bacteria, okay? And so that leads to inflammation that can affect then certain particular bacteria that is designated to help break down our estrogen. That's just an example of how this whole gut community system works. I can go on and on. Okay, now, when it comes to our hormone health, zinc works in tandem with testosterone and progesterone. Okay, copper works with estrogen. And when we do a hair tissue mineral analysis, the zinc to copper ratio is usually called is always called the hormone ratio. But it does more than that. It represents so much more than that. All right. Here's another area in which zinc is so important. It also helps with, and this has to do with hormones, our thyroid hormones. Our thyroid hormones are needed for us because we need it for our energy levels. We need it for our temperature. We need it for our weight management. And I can go on and on. And another hormone that zinc is involved with is melatonin. Okay. There are way more other roles that I could cover with zinc, but let's talk about where we can find it. We can find zinc in all food items, okay? But we really find high bioavailable zinc, the form of zinc that we could readily break down, digest, and absorb, and it gets used for different aspects of our health. We find that high bioavailable zinc in chicken, turkey, fish, and beef. Yes, zinc is found in plants, but it doesn't have the adequate amounts of high bioavailable zinc. It is lower in bioavailable zinc. And this is partly because it is also plants contain phytic acid or phytates. And these elements in plants in beans, legumes, seeds, they affect the absorption of zinc in addition to the zinc form being lower in its bioavailability. But to improve the absorption of zinc, if someone consumes a primarily plant meal pattern, then what you could do in order to increase the bioavailability of zinc in plant foods is to soak your beans, soak your legumes, your beans. That will increase the bioavailability, decrease the amount of phytates, phytic acid, and then consume foods that are rich in vitamin C, such as your oranges, your bananas, dark green leafy vegetables, and all the bell peppers. But what is, again, rich and best in high bioavailable zinc are the animal products, chicken, turkey, fish, beef. Now, here's another item to consider. There are some people who have a gene variation for zinc. So these individuals have a little bit more of a challenge of reaching zinc levels adequately in their body, especially like in their cells. And that's why it is important for them to consume more animal products because it's already in the high bioavailable form. I have done the nutrigenetic test twice. So I've done it from one company and another company. And it is so valuable to know what my specific gene variations are so that I can really focus on the different food items and the nutrients that I need to hone in on. It has made a big difference in how I feel. And I always do this with all of my clients as well. It makes a big difference in their gut health and in their hormone health. Okay, so zinc is so important. We can talk more about zinc, but this is already enough information for now. If you have any questions about any of the minerals that I've talked about and doing a hair tissue mineral analysis or working with me, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can send me a direct message at Gut and Hormone Harmony on Instagram. Would love to talk to you. All right, friend, in all that we do and all that we eat and drink, let us do it all for the glory of God.